Hi there, lovely ones. I'm Sheila Maria. I am a psychic medium for starseeds, and welcome to Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghost. So, this is a bit of fun, but this is something that I do hear quite a lot of. So, what I'm actually going to talk about today is when you have got an attachment or a visitor with you that you do not want and you don't know what to do. So, first of all, if you like my work, please would you consider liking, sharing, and subscribing. I am just a very small business, and every little bit helps. When I get to 1,000 subscribers, I will be doing a mass card reading event. So, what is a ghost? A ghost is essentially the astral body of a person that has left their physical body, but for whatever reason has not crossed over to the light. Usually, they don't know they're dead, they've got unfinished business, or they just don't want to cross over. For the spirits that, or the ghosts that don't want to cross over, we call them entities, because what they do is they seek out human beings and they feed on the fear energy that is within the aura. And a bit like, the picture of the ghost in the video, energetically, it gives them a sense of power, it gives them a sense of getting bigger. Really, they can't hurt you physically, but they can cause an awful lot of problems with electrical items and in families and relationships as well. So what we want you to understand is they cannot hurt you physically, but because they are literally static energy, just as if you rubbed your hair with a balloon, it's that static energy that can cause problems with phones, it can cause problems with computers, washing machines, even cars. And as they become more full of energy, they can often attach themselves to one person within the family. And what they do is they create more static within that person's aura, and that static creates friction, literally moods and tension, paranoia, oversensitivity, self-pity, low self-worth, you name it, all of those things. And that within itself can cause problems in relationships and families, and it can attract other entities, and then you've got a boiling pot where people start arguing, and that's not what we want. So, what we want you to know is that you can do something about this, and we're going to talk you through that now. So, first of all, ghosts are real. They find their way into our homes as a result of a portal being open, and they literally wander in. So I want to just talk about this at the minute. There are two different types of portals. There are interdimensional portals and what we call anti-spirit portals. So an interdimensional portal is basically going to be around anyone that's very, very, very energy sensitive, maybe has been working with energy and hasn't closed down properly, and they themselves are the portal. So a lot of energy healers, a lot of tarot readers, a lot of psychics, a lot of channelers are interdimensional portals themselves, okay? And then we get what we call anti-spirit portals. So an interdimensional portal is often accessed at a new moon when the dimensions shift, and you get lots of astral plane beings and also devic energies that come through into your home, into your garden, into your aura, into the auras of your pets in particular, because they're connected to the elemental realms. And they're not really targeting anyone, but once they're there, they can cause an issue just because their nature is static. It's not really spirit, okay? So we wouldn't class anything that comes through an interdimensional portal as being bad, but the effects can be problematic. So then an anti-spirit portal is created when somebody has a very, very low frequency or a very angry frequency. So this can happen if you've got somebody with depression through no fault of their own. Nobody's ever at fault with depression. If somebody has got an addiction, such as drinks or drugs, if somebody is very, very angry and resentful, or if somebody has been doing energy work with dark beings or dark intent, okay? So anti-spirit, spirit is light, anti-spirit is not of the light. So with an anti-spirit portal, it talks more about the energy that allows the entity through than it does the person. So the anti-spirit portal will only allow anti-spirit energy through. This is where you're looking at deceptive beings, fifth dimensional entities. These are like the Zetas and the Greys that can really screw with us. Dark archangels, even false elementals and fairies, and sometimes what we call incubus and first dimensional beings as well. So we're calling them ghosts because it's Halloween, okay? So the only thing I can help you to clear are anything which is through an interdimensional opening, okay? Anything which is really dark, I will advise you about, but it's not something I would ever encourage you to try and clear, and I will tell you why. So when you want to clear a ghost, right, which is just a being that either doesn't know it's dead, has got unfinished business, might be waiting for someone to cross over, or just doesn't want to cross over, right? And they can be attracted to a person or a place, okay? Number one, you need to identify who the attraction point is. So if you came to my family, it would be one of three of us. It would be me, my husband, or my daughter, and it's usually my daughter or my husband, okay? Because they've got very, very elemental energy. They're both very connected to the earth. So it might be you have a particularly sensitive partner, or you will have perhaps a teenager or a child that is very, very otherworldly, very other sensitive, and you just know that they're wide open, okay? You need to trust yourself with this. So once you've identified who the attraction point is, the easiest way to get rid of any type of entity is always to, first of all, before you clear the home, clear the individual. So you can use visualization. You can use sage, but that's not going to go down well with a teenager. It's not going to go down well at all, I would imagine. You need to get permission. So even if you say to your 13-year-old, do you mind if I give you some healing? And you might do it whilst you're stroking their hair, or whilst they're watching telly, even if it's like, huh, yeah, whatever, that's okay. Try to get permission. You don't need to go into details, but you do need permission. Once you've got permission of any kind, what you do is you sit, you surround yourself in white light. You then imagine them in their own separate bubble of white light. You call in their higher self, verbally, out loud if you can, and then you call in Archangel Michael, okay? Then what you do is you ask for all agreements, all contracts, all subconscious agreements and contracts that have allowed them to be the target of anything not of the light to be ended and closed, okay? So then the next thing you do is you say, Archangel Michael, please clear the astral body of full legal name. Archangel Michael, please clear the soul body of full legal name. Out loud, out loud. Archangel Michael, clear all the energy bodies and close all the access points of full legal name. Archangel Michael, please close all portals and interdimensional portals and clear them in and of every level of full legal name. Okay, so if I was doing this for my daughter, I would say, Archangel Michael, please apply a full clearing and a healing of all agreements and contracts made consciously and subconsciously of Jessica Spencer. Okay, Archangel Michael, please apply a full clearing and healing of Jessica Spencer's astral body. Please apply a full clearing and a healing of Jessica Spencer's soul body. Please apply a full clearing and a healing to all of Jessica Spencer's energy bodies. Please close all the energy body access points, and please clear and remove all interdimensional portals and portals within all levels of Jessica Spencer. That's it. That's all you need to do. Okay? So that's the clearing of the individual. And then all you do to clear your home, you don't need sage, is you very simply ask Archangel Michael to clear, there's my guides there, you ask Archangel Michael to clear all interdimensional portals and anti-spirit portals from the whole home and from the astral realms surrounding and within, above and below the home. Okay, so I would say, Archangel Michael, please clear and remove all anti-spirit portals, interdimensional portals, portals within the whole of my home and all the astral realms above, within, below and surrounding my home. Okay, that is going to clear your house. And what you then do is you would say, Archangel Michael, drop down the stairway to heaven and escort all astral plane being creatures, entities and ghosts over to the other side. This is a command and this is a demand made in love. Okay, so what Michael does is he drops down a stair, and if you're like me, you might actually see or sense the entities going over. Very often he will bring a loved one over to collect them. That will do it. That will get rid of any ghosts, any astral plane being creatures, any, interdimensionals. We had one that growled in our bedroom. It will get rid of all of those, okay? Nice and safely. You don't need to sage, you don't need to ring bells. You can do that, but very often the entities just stand there and go, oh, this is interesting. What do they think we're doing? We're not going anywhere. It's a bit like someone if wafted sage at me, I wouldn't go anywhere either. So then we're going to talk about anything which is darker than that. So if you have experienced anything on the edge of sleep, you've woken up and you have felt someone touching you sexually, or you have felt you've had sleep paralysis and something has sat on you, if you have felt that you are being messed with, okay, I want you to be aware of the something called the Dark Brotherhood and something called incubus and succubus. Okay, so the incubus and succubus are beings that like to mess with us sexually. What they also do is, even if they don't make themselves known in that way, they will cause arguments between partners, same-sex partners, trans partners, male and female partners. They will cause arguments and mistrust between partners, and you may not know that that is what it is. So the other beings, the Dark Brotherhood, these are a collective of fifth dimensional entities and higher, going all the way up to 12th dimensional negative entities, and these include some of the Draconians, some of the Reptilians, and some of what we call the alien energies. They're not star beings, they're not ETs, they are aliens, okay? Not the good guys. And what these beings do is they will often make the person feel powerful, more powerful, and not in a good way, but egotistical. They may make the person, and you can tell when somebody's got something like this with them because you will just back away from them. You will just not really want to be in their energy. Okay, you will sense that something is a little bit off. If you get someone that is thrusting energy at you that you don't want, very often they have got this type of being with them. And sometimes there are agreements which allow these beings to control somebody. And these agreements can be made with practitioners that are on the human level. I had about 15 people come to me from a couple of practitioners that had agreements with the Dark Brotherhood, and these beings operated through these practitioners and got into the auras of the healers that they were apparently training. And until recently, I just backed away from this because I just didn't want to get involved. But what I want you to know is if you do have something like this, the one thing that these beings do is they dissuade you from getting help. They will dissuade you from actually paying someone to get rid of it, right? And you may feel, well, if it's not free, I'm not going to do it. That is actually what these beings want. They will make you mistrust people. They will make you feel paranoid. They will tell you things that aren't true. You will not know if you can trust them or not. And, you know, bluntly, they're bloody dangerous. So if there is something like that that is just with you, and if you actually feel like you're being messed with, if you're having dreams where you're being raped or interfered with in that way, sometimes they can abduct you astrally. There are usually agreements that have been made either on your behalf, or it can be from a group that you're part of. It can be from past lives, and they are not your friendly Casper. You would need to go to somebody, and you would need to pay someone, and they will say to you, you shouldn't pay them. But the problem is with this, when a practitioner accepts money to clear something like this, they are putting themselves at very great risk, very great risk. And it's not something that should be done easily or lightheartedly. So this Halloween, whatever you do, I want you to stay safe. But you have the capacity to clear yourself and those you love. And the most important thing is always to be within your power and to know that you don't give that away to anyone unless you strongly intend it to be a being of the light. We are sending you so much love. Have yourself a happy, happy Halloween. And I am now offering 2022 psychic forecasts, and they are just £88, and you get a free personal abundance healing as well. And if you just go to my website and click the £88 option and then message me and say, Sheila, I want a psychic forecast, this offer is only open for a few weeks. Lots of love, my lovely ones. Bye bye.